When people ask what it's like being a movie critic, I usually say it's like covering the national dream beat. The movies people go to reflect the national state of mind.
They also do the exact opposite thing, Gene. They reflect what people don't want to think about, what kinds of escape they're trying to find.
So, on this side of the aisle, I'm Gene Siskel.
And over here on the right side of the aisle, I'm Roger Ebert, and that's why we do At the Movies, the weekly movie review program.
Sunday afternoons at 5:30 on Tallahassee 27.
ABC for Tallahassee is WECA.
We're staying up for, and I've given everyone the day off tomorrow. So, tonight, from New York, from Chicago, from Oakland, California, and from your phones across the country, this is The Last Word. I'm Greg Jackson. How do you think this country is going to change in 1983 and afterward? Well, tonight's show will be our last for this year, and it seems appropriate to talk about the future. One of the few people who can do it with real expertise is this man, John Nesbitt. Big corporations pay him at least $15,000 just for 3 letters a year telling them what's coming in the future. Tonight we'll get his forecast, especially about jobs, and we get it all for free. You can ask him your questions. Now, one reliable trend through the past 17 years has been the steady popularity of this rock group called the Grateful Dead. We're looking at them live. They have a large and loyal following, people of all ages and backgrounds, people who are sometimes known as Deadheads. We're going live to them, Oakland, where the Grateful Dead is performing. They'll sing a new song about growing old in a rock and roll band. For any of you who have Mad Dog Deadhead friends, you might want to call them and tell them to be on later tonight. Now, finally, one way Americans try to stay young, of course, is exercise. Here's Phil Donahue in Chicago.
Hi, Greg. Just what we're looking for. How to look like a muscle man without really having to sweat about it. This young man is strapped up in what is called a device that introduces electromuscular stimulation. Would you kindly turn on the juice here for just a second? Now, watch what happens to this young man. As she increases, there it is. That was involuntary. About 18 volts passing through his upper region. We also have a device for the legs. The inventor claims that this will make him look as though he's been on the Nautilus for maybe 6 months. Also, here is the man who, in fact, invented the Nautilus, who is not at all sure about this. Bonnie Pruden will join us, and she's not at all sure about what many of us are doing to exercise nowadays. All this and more in a moment on The Last Word.
ABC News, The Last Word, late night television with Phil Donahue in Chicago and Greg Jackson in New York, linking the nation to let you share The Last Word.
We'll be talking about some future trends later. Surely one of the big developments of the past has been the fitness craze. Americans are jogging, race walking, biking, roller skating, the list could go on and on. But what's the best way to stay in shape? Here's Phil Donahue.
Hi, Greg. Lawrence Appel is a psychologist, and he's the man responsible for Future Shape Incorporated, with facilities in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and New York, you tell us. You're the guy with electromuscular stimulation, a glimpse of which we saw a moment ago. Would you kindly increase his... There it is. You see his arms are rising involuntarily. 18 volts, 2 9-volt batteries serve as the power source for this instrument, which in effect causes stress within the muscle itself.
No, it's causing the muscle to be stimulated. What's happening is a current is going through each plastic wire into the carbonized rubber pad, which is causing the muscle to contract and relax at various timed intervals.
And are you here to say that what the muscle is physically doing in response to this electric charge is the same thing a muscle does when you lift a barbell?
Yes.
Only it does it more frequently.
Does it more frequently, and you're getting a lot more muscle stimulation than you would get if you were weightlifting in that period of time.
Your name is?
David.
David. How you feeling?
Fine.
There's no discomfort?
No, just some tingling. Feels good after a while.
You're a fellow in pretty good shape without this thing. You tell me this is the first time you've ever undergone this kind of...
Yes.
So you have no discomfort. You're not concerned about too much electricity?
No.
All right. And Lawrence, you'll tell us about the leg apparatus here?
Yeah, it's a leg tongue compression boot working off an extremity pump. What it's doing is it's increasing the circulation in the legs by compressing compressing and then releasing.
So
And
this
it's
is not
very good-
electronic. This is...
Well, it is an electronic device as well. This isn't battery operated, it's a plug-in unit. We're using it a lot for cellulite and to increase circulation.
All right,
It
let me make
makes
sure.
the legs feel great after you've been working a full day and been standing on them.
But is there a pulsating motion here, or is it sequential?
No, it's like this and this. It's set at about 60 seconds of compression and then releasing at about 20 seconds.
Okay, but the effect on the leg is a physical one. It's
Yes,
a constriction
yes,
and a relaxation.
yes, exactly.
Not to be confused with what's happening up
Different,
here.
right, different.
And you're
This is known as pressotherapy. This is known as electromuscular stimulation.
So this is what the lazy man would do instead of jogging?
We don't discount active exercise at all. This is another form to enhance active exercise to accelerate the results.
And you know, of course, that the FDA has not given you a standing ovation for this.
FDA is worried about certain fraudulent advertising of what this can do, for instance, weight reduction, which we never claim to any client coming in that it will reduce their
But
weight.
you are claiming, are you telling me that if a guy puts himself through this once a day, he's going to have pectoral muscles like in those bodybuilding magazines?
We can build up biceps and pecs very nicely.
Can you do it faster than you would, say, on a Nautilus?
We've seen quicker results, yes.
Speaking of the Nautilus, meet Arthur Jones. Mr. Jones is president and chairman of the board of Nautilus Sports Medical Industries. Started in 1967 in DeLand, Florida. There aren't too many professional athletes who have at least walked around your instrument. There are untold numbers of professional athletes and others who have sworn at it. But the point should be made, Mr. Jones, that your Nautilus is a hit. It's used by not all, but most NFL teams, and it's certainly found its way into many gymnasiums in high schools and colleges, not to mention health spas around the country. How do you feel about this?
Well, I don't have any personal experience. I do know that a product apparently somewhat similar to this, called the Relaxicizer, was marketed widely in this country a number of years ago and then was banned by federal law by the FDA. And I first became aware of the Relaxicizer when I walked into the post office one day and I saw a sign on the wall, warning, be advised, it is illegal under federal statute such and such to own, possess, be found using, transport, sell.
Right.
So I don't see how this is different.
Well, but that admonition does not yet apply to this particular device. And let's at least give Lawrence Apple the benefit of the doubt here. The jury's still out on whether or not this thing is going to be useful to significant numbers of people. Your own instrument has itself been the target of criticism. There are some folks in the weight bodybuilding industry who feel that the barbell will always be the best way to really get yourself together in a muscular way.
That's their problem.
Huh?
That's their problem.
You don't agree?
I don't agree.
It has to do, I think, with the thesis that your instrument is constricting and not freely moving.
In no sense. A Nautilus machine is a barbell. A Nautilus machine is a logical barbell.
While you're chatting, let's